Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to do a fall project with you today. Fall is my favorite season, and so I'm excited to be finally doing something for fall. So this is where I get a lot of my project ideas. People ask me, where do you get inspiration? I get it everywhere. One of my favorite things is, looking online, browsing stores. And these are at Pottery Barn. Can you even guess how much this one is? They have different sizes. The cheapest one, which is a tiny 5-inch one, is $30. This one is $119. No way. But I think it's really cool. I like that it's got some texture on it. I like the color of it. Something that you would use year after year. So of course I headed into my thrift store and I looked for some pumpkins, cutouts, and I picked up this one. And this is nice because you have the hole for a candle. And then I picked up this one at my thrift store. This was $4.99. I didn't love that price, but I liked that it was cut out, so I grabbed it. These are normally $14.99. I think they're from Michael's. So, if you didn't want to go to the thrift store, I will look for them. And I will link them in the description of this video in case you want to grab a few to do this project and don't want to, try and find them at a thrift store. You can't find them in your thrift store. So, but head into your thrift store and find, these are ceramic. I'm sure that these are ceramic. I didn't look, but nobody knows. If this is sitting on your mantle or your shelf in your house, nobody knows if it's ceramic, if it's a cardboard cutout, it doesn't matter, right? So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one, and everything that I'm using, I will link, the colors I'm using and everything, I will link in the description of this video. So let me open this. So I am trying to use up what I have, and this is called Slick Stick from Dixie Belle, but what I'm going to link is their Boss, they've got a new formula, so you can use that on things like this so that paint will stick. So I highly recommend. I'm just going to cover all of this with the Boss. I'm calling it Boss, but just so that the paint will stick to this smooth surface. This is another good reason why I like to share my Dixie Belle hauls with you, or my hauls from any of my favorite places, because I like to have this stuff on hand for projects like this. When I got my fall stuff out, I haven't put it out yet in the house, but I'm excited to kind of do something new and different for the season, kind of taking not a break from the flip house. We're just kind of in we're waiting for other people to get stuff done, if that makes sense, before we can move on with what we can do. So it's kind of nice to just have a small project like this to do. And I love small projects like this because you can just kind of turn on your podcast, an audiobook, and just create. So I love to do that. It's kind of like a stress reliever. And when I love to decorate our home, but when I see something like this that I absolutely love, but it's $119, and I know I can get a very similar look for so much less. I kind of like that because it's a challenge. So then I head to my thrift store, see if I can find, something similar, and then we'll make it over. And that's why I like sharing these projects with you, just to give you a little inspiration or some ideas for ways you can get the look for a lot less. 109, I could not believe 100. I mean, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I don't know what I'm saying. Pottery Barn has great stuff. So there's so many stores like that I love to look through their, just to see what they have. But there are so many times that I'm, if you're at the store or you're, on their website, there are so many times that I know I can get the look for so much less. So, and that's fun. It's fun for me to do that. So I am going to let this fully dry, make sure I've got this underside, and then I will come back with the next steps. Okay, now that this is dry, I love this little handy drying tool, heat gun, handheld for crafts. I'll link one in the description of this video. It just makes things go a little faster when you're kind of wanting to get a project done. So what I'm going to do is, so you can see on this one, there's some texture on it, and it's not necessarily black. So I'm gonna try this Dixie Belle color. Is it called Hurricane? No, it's called Gravel Road. And I kind of think, oops, yeah, I kind of think this will be really a good color. So what I'm gonna do is, I always try to use it out of the lid first. You have a lot of paint in the lids of your cans, so don't let that go to waste. I should have got like a little spoon or something, but that is more than enough probably to do this. Then I'm going to add some baking soda to the paint because I want the paint to be kind of clumpy and just have some texture to it. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. There we go, it's getting there. So I'm just looking for some paint with some texture. And that's what I'm gonna paint all over this. All over this guy. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Sometimes you can add just a little bit of the, and you're gonna get like this. Let me hold it up there. Can you see kind of that texture? That's what you're looking for, to kind of recreate what this looks like. And so sometimes, you know, pushing it on like this is helpful instead of gliding it on, or brushing it on, I guess I should say. And you want to grab that thicker paint. That's what's going to give you that texture all over this guy. And I think this is a perfect color. Kind of looks like, and I don't know if it says, but it kind of looks like an aged concrete a little bit. This kind of does. And the texture is going to help pick up your next paint color just in different areas like that the Pottery Barn one has. And so, okay, I'm going to continue this, just the same thing all over, make sure it's all covered. And again, we want, your paintbrush is going to get gunky. Whoops. So don't use like your best paintbrushes. Not that this is ruined. I mean, it's just baking soda, but the way you're pushing it might kind of, you know, might change the shape of your brush. So just be careful with that. I'm going to get this done and then we'll come on to the next spot, or next part. Okay, we are back. So I'm going to share, this is the pumpkin. You can see the texture. Can you see the texture that I have all over the pumpkin? And now the next thing I'm going to do is, so you see how it's got kind of like a lighter brown on it, brownish, terracotta. You could actually do any color here with this. I was going to try and find my terracotta craft paint, but this is too pink and I feel like this is too light. So I have one of my favorite colors actually from Dixie Belle. This should be Sandbar. It is Sandbar. So it's just kind of a tan color to kind of get that same look. And I grabbed a cotton ball because I don't want to paint it on, if that makes sense. And I really don't want a ton on my cotton ball. So I just kind of want to touch this in areas, you know, just kind of you know, not everywhere, but yet I'm really wiping most of it off. And I'm just kind of going all around. You can see that. Not in a specific pattern or anything. That I got too much on it. So let me just watch what I'm doing a little bit here. Okay, that's kind of all I really want to do. And now, let me see. I kind of want to go get, hang on, let me go grab another color. Okay, so I just grabbed Anchor from Dixie Belle, which is black. Because I just want to kind of make these, let me bring this up closer. Can you see where I added the black there? Kind of over that color. So I just kind of want to make, I should not be doing any of this in the lid. Don't do as I say, or don't do as I do, do as I say. And I'm just kind of mixing it up in that sandbar color. You can kind of see it there. So it's just kind of a, I'm just going to kind of go over the areas where I have the sandbar and just kind of mute it down a little bit. And kind of like some of this to me looks dirty. So that's kind of what I'm adding now. Again, just with a, ooh, that has that all over it. I don't think I grabbed enough. Enough of the cotton balls. Just need to grab some of this and put it on the plate so I can. Okay, so I can kind of mix the black with that and get kind of that. I don't know if dirt color is the right color, but it's kind of just more of a, I'm just trying to tone down some of that. Where I put the sandbar and around. Okay, I need to get more black on here. There we go. And you're just gonna have to keep playing with this. You're gonna have to keep playing with it until you like the color, until you get exactly what you want. There's no right or wrong here. I really just, I knew you could do something very similar to that Pottery Barn one for a lot less. So I'm just gonna continue to do this until I kind of get it the way I like it, and then I will show you the end result here when I'm done. Okay, this color is perfect for getting kind of that orange brown in it. And what I'm doing is I'm just using a paper towel and I'm kind of dipping it in there, and I also have a little bit of water next to me, so I'm just kind of dipping it in there and I'm just rubbing it on there and then rubbing it off. So not using a brush, and I'm just using a paper towel. So that's kind of giving me that, a little bit of that brown color in there. And you definitely need the black. You need a black color for sure too, because it just made it look more dirty. I liked the gray color to start with, but definitely liking these colors as they're coming together. It really, really, really looks just like this.